Aloha. Today I thought I would make a Burning Man tips and tricks video, as I know it's been overdue, and I'd done a couple of this in the series a few years ago. This will be my 5th year going to Burning Man, and our camp is Brûlé. This year we will be at 7 o'clock on Esplanade, so that's on the front, sort of on the front line of the festival, quite close to Centre Camp. So I had a lot of people asking me. In fact, we had dinner the other day of a lovely couple who might be joining us, and they were virgins. It's their first year, and I was thinking about it and how valuable it is to have videos to help out first-time burners and people who, have not previously been before. So I thought this might be interesting. So let's discuss a couple of different things here. Like, for one, tickets. I have a lot of people come to you and they say, well, I haven't gotten my ticket in time. Is that a problem? Am I still going to be able to go? I always say, don't worry about the ticket last. If you truly want to go, the ticket will manifest itself. You just have to look on Craigslist. You have to participate in sales, like the Oh My God sale just passed. But if you're going next year, sign up for them. In fact, if you camp with a camp, ask if they have early access passes, and that way you can get to desert early. You can help out to help build things, be useful, and it's helpful to the overall infrastructure of the festival. So yeah, that's that. Another question was said, should I bring water? Absolutely. If you are going to the desert, you're going to want water, you're going to want large amounts of water. Even if your camp provides water for you, or is a plug and play, and we don't encourage plug and play camps at Burning Man, just for the record, you should bring your own water, and that comes down to radical self-reliance, which is one of the 10 principles of Burning Man, is that you have to be able to look after yourself in the desert. You have to be able to survive and take care of yourself while you're there, and not just having a good time, but also looking after yourself. And that doesn't just apply for water, that applies for food too. Bring enough food to last for a week. Don't expect your camp to feed you. Maybe your camp will have communal meals. Ours does. We have a camp, and we cook communal meals, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to provide for yourself and have food. Next thing you're going to want, you should definitely bring a bike. The city, if you've not been before, is very large. You're not going to be able to see everything in 1 week. It's just not possible. And as such, you're going to want a bicycle if you don't have a friend who has an art car, for example, or if you don't have a mutant vehicle. You're going to want a bicycle so that you can get around the city. Having a bicycle is great. You can get them cheap, you can get them second-hand, you can buy them at Walmart on the way in. Just make sure you take your bike out with you. I've seen plenty of people leave their bikes in the desert, and nobody wants to deal with that after effect. It's a lot of work for people who clean up once everything else is done. So yes, bring a bike. Make sure you bring goggles to protect yourself from the dust. It's super important, because it's not, people say it's like a desert, it's actually fairly different. The ground is made of something called playa, and it's very thin. It's almost like talcum powder in its consistency, and it will get everywhere. So expect anything you bring, any clothes you bring, if you're in an RV or a tent or whatever, it's going to get dusty, okay? Everything's going to get dusty, that's okay. That's, part of the experience, as it were, and you can always wash it off when you get home. A lot of people are like, well, I don't want to, bring my clothes because, they'll be ruined. And I'm like, no, actually, I've gone 5 years and I've yet to actually have anything truly be ruined by playa dust. It's usually okay. You can shake it out, you can wash it out, it will be okay. And of course, not just for goggles to protect you from dust, but a mask too. And I'm not just talking the bandana. A lot of people will bring a scarf or a bandana, and that's great if you're in a pinch, but you really want like an N90 respirator. You want something that is going to protect your breathing, because what you don't want to get is playa lung, and that happens if you've been out there. It's more usually people who've been out there working, people on camp who go out for 2 weeks, and you're breathing in all that dust. It can sort of collect in your lungs. It's not a big deal, it's rare, it doesn't have to happen. The same thing goes, bring the mask, and also don't walk around barefoot on the playa, okay? Because of the alkaline content, it's very harsh on your skin, and you just trust me, you do not want to be going around walking barefoot at Burning Man. So no barefoot walking. bring a mask, bring goggles, bring a bicycle, bring food, bring water, bring gifts, give something back to the community. You know, we work on a gifting system. It's not a bartering system. There is no money at Burning Man. You can't buy anything except for the basic necessities at Center Camp, which are things like ice. They also have some luxuries like hot chocolate, chai lattes, coffee, and lemonade, that sort of thing. You can get those at Center Camp. Those are luxuries. But for the most part, you know, there is no... Do not try to sell anything at Burning Man. Do not try to bring your brand to Burning Man. If you have an RV and it's got branding on the side, cover it up. You know, just be careful. Think about those things. It's not a big deal, but just be sensitive to it, and, you know, respect it, and it will respect you back, and you'll have a fantastic time, I promise you. Other things, you know, basic things, first aid kit. You know, while you're out there for a week, they do obviously have a medical facility for emergencies and things, but you're going to want to be able to look after yourself. And again, this is radical self-reliance. You know, if you have a first aid kit and something goes wrong, not only can you help yourself, but if one of your campmates, something happens, you can help them as well. So always think about these things. Sunblock, obviously you're in the desert, it gets really, really hot, and so you want to be able to protect yourself and your skin, so bring really decent sun lotion and sunblock, and that will help you out a ton. There is actually a full list of things that you can find on the Burning Man Survival Guide, and I will link it to you below. And I suggest, if you're a virgin and you're going, or you're thinking about going, read it. Take the time, read it. You will be so much happier in the desert for having read this and bringing the things that will make your trip enjoyable and make your experience enjoyable at Burning Man. So I hope this video has helped you a little bit, guys. This is obviously not the whole list. There's 1,000 things more, you know, beyond the RV and the tent. I'm thinking about making more of these videos just to discuss options, like, should you go in a nice air-conditioned RV? Should you go in a yurt? Should you go in a tent? How hot does it get? When do you sleep? Those sorts of things. So there will be more videos in this series, but I hope this has at least been a little bit helpful in terms of a checklist of the basic necessities to bring, or, you know, to think about bringing if you're coming in the future. Take care, guys. Bye.